HollyShorts Short Film Festival. I am your host today, Jack Gibson, and I have my lovely co-host, the fantastic co-founder of Cinematography for Actors, Haley Royal.
Hello, everybody.
But it's not just us two. We have the phenomenal Jon Olav Stokke here to talk about his film, Deloping.
Yeah.
John, it's a pleasure to have you. Can you start us off by giving us the logline to your film?
Sure. Thank you for having me. Deloping is a dark comedy set in the 1700s about Mary and Emma who settled their differences the only way they knew how, which is a duel to the death.
A duel to the death?
A duel to the death.
Terrifying.
Very terrifying.
How'd you go about shooting a duel to the death, John?
Good question. I mean, I think like any film, it comes down to just good people around you and good actors. Lola and Eleanor are amazing comedians, and there isn't that much you need to do when they just create such an amazing atmosphere and characters together. So yeah, I mean, it's you need to know a little bit of history and that kind of things, but ultimately it's just a lot of fun. That's just how you attack it, I think.
You need to know a little bit of history because you wanted to do things accurately?
We wanted to do things to a certain degree accurately.
Okay. Which ones?
The counting, probably.
The counting.
Yeah, so they do
Explain?
count. So they do
10 paces.
10 paces, and you stand back to back. And then we have flintlock pistols, but they are as fake as they can come. They are bricks. They're like $50, and that's it. And they're,
Nice.
They're on my wall now, and yeah,
Incredible.
So you try and get it close, but then costumes is quite important. And Kitty also who is an amazing costume designer. She has a history degree.
Okay.
So it comes.
That helps.
Yes, it does.
Definitely comes in handy.
Yeah.
It does.
So how did you go about casting? You said Lola and Emma.
So Lola and
Eleanor.
Yeah.
Okay, they're your actors.
They are.
How did you find them?
It's gonna sound really silly, but Instagram.
Okay. No, that's
Not
not
silly
silly.
at all.
Actually, as an actor, that gives me a lot of hope.
So they're both on Instagram. They do separately their own kind of thing, but I was scrolling one COVID night, and Eleanor popped up on my feed, and I was like, whoops, there we go. Yep.
Whoops, there we go.
So it was you slide into that DM, and then you send the script, and we were extremely lucky because they are incredible comedians, but also amazing actors. So
That's
Phenomenal.
fantastic. And they're local because you shot in Wales.
we did shoot in Wales. They are local. Sorry, they are local. I mean, yeah, but we travelled out to Wales in Brecon Beacon. So it's, I mean, they're, yeah.
Very cool.
We always ask everyone that we interview to give us some tips about things we should discuss technically, and you did mention shot on location in Wales.
Yeah.
Weather.
Parentheses, weather conditions.
Yeah.
Let's talk about those. What happened?
So obviously, this is a self-funded, low budget, and we booked everything. And when you've booked everything, you don't really have a chance to get your money back. And so suddenly I started scrolling through the weather, and it was going to be horrible rain, heavy rain, for theoretically the entire shoot. And I was lying in my kitchen floor, just yeah, it's all over. And I called my amazing writer, Tom Mayer, and I was like, mate, this is not going to, we might as well just pull the plug. I've lost all my money. It's okay. Let's just go home. And he was like, let me see what I can do. Let me put some stuff together. We're talking
like that?
a couple
We
of
love
nights.
a let me see what we
Yeah.
can do.
Makes films go round.
We're a couple of nights away from shooting, and he was up in Scotland at the time. He's Scottish. And next morning he'd send me what he called the wet draft. And he'd rewritten to the point where a couple of scenes had to be done in sunny spells, but we could do these two scenes if it rained. We just needed a bit of cover, but we could do them. And so it felt like that could work out. So we went up with two screenplays, and on the main day that we were going to film, it rained. So we
Wet draft.
wet draft.
Yeah.
Wet draft and a dry draft.
Arguably a much more funnier draft of the film. I reread the dry draft and I was like, what were we thinking? Like, this is so ridiculous. Yeah, you have to take those chances when they come, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give yourself a hurdle to jump over.
Yeah.
Everyone loves to watch someone stumble over a hurdle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Amazing.
And so, as cinematography for actors, we're all about bridging the gap between talent and the crew. When cut was called, who did you find you were going to first? Was it the crew, or were you going to the actors directly for notes?
I have like a close relationship with so we were 7 crew members, including
Tiny.
myself.
Yeah.
So
Tiny
we're really
crew.
tiny. So we were like a family.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt like you could, during breakfast we were all there. We could talk and like figure out what's the differences, what can we do today to like figure it out. But I draw a lot of help from my cinematographer Chloe. She did an amazing job, and it is not easy to be asked to have no lights, and the shooting conditions is not great. Like, you need a certain mentality to attack on location shooting with loads of rain, and she did such an amazing job. And yeah, that's my source of like, help me, I'm lost.
Well, we love amazing DPs. We have one ourselves. What, in your opinion, is the favorite shot of what you guys got?
We cut our favorite shot.
You cut your
Did
favorite
you
shot.
cut your
Yeah.
favorite shot?
Tell us about it anyway. We want to know.
And maybe why you
Keep
cut
it alive.
We had made, we cut about 1.5 minutes. So this is a 7-minute short film. We cut about 1.5 minutes, which is a lot.
Yeah.
But we realized that it takes too long to get into the duel. Now we're in the duel by 15 seconds. And we had this elaborate shot where someone comes out of the bushes, and then Eleanor jumps into frame, and it's like back and forth, and it's like this really nice shot. But it was just like, hey, you know what? This is just information. It's a bit funny, but like we're here to see a duel. Like,
Yeah.
that's what we're here to do. So I was sitting. I also did the editing, and I was sitting with Tom, the writer, and I was like, you know what? It has to go. All of this has to go. But it is what it is, and I think it's story over everything else. That's just how it is.
Yeah. So, John, for our last question, I always really love to find out what filmmakers feel like they've learned from this process. So, as director and surprise editor of this film, what did you learn through this process?
And
What are you taking
there
with
is
you?
a right answer. So.
Yeah, this is a test.
Wow, is there a right answer? What have I learned? I mean, there's so much to take from, and I feel like we don't have enough time. I've learned to just go with it no matter what. There's nothing that stands in your way. And I think sometimes that, like for me, that you can feel that there's a lot of obstacles and a lot of things that stands in your way, but I think jumping over those and getting to, just moving forwards, I think is quite important. And I'd say I'd learned that. I'd say that. And there's so many other things, but I feel like, I'd say that.
Beautiful.
I don't know, what is the right answer?
Go do
You
it.
tell
Nothing
me.
stands in your
I
way.
think that is the right answer. That's
Do it.
Really, it's we stand in our own way. I love that you're right. Tom Mayer.
Tom Mayer, yeah.
Tom Mayer was able to help you
I
push
mean,
those
it
obstacles.
is
and
really
not let them-
about like listening to the people around you, and you know in your gut when something is right and when something doesn't feel right. Film is a collaborative medium, and we should continue to be collaborative about it. That's how I feel. But that goes with actors and everything, and allowing people to do what they're good at.
Yeah.
Be collaborative.
Collaboration.
Definitely something that we at Cinematography for Actors love to hear
Big
and
fans.
love to talk about.
Big fans.
So, Deloping, have you already screened?
We screened on Monday, but it's
All
on
right.
BitPix.
Congratulations. Yes, everyone, you can catch it on bitpixtv.com, and it sounds like you should. Deloping. Thank you so much for being with us, John.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you, everybody. See you soon. Bye.
This has been another episode of the Cinematography for Actors podcast. Follow us on wherever you listen to your podcast to keep up to date on new episode releases. We will be live through August 20th here at HollyShorts Film Fest. If you're here, drop in and say a little hello at the VIP lounge. We also want to thank our sponsors, Apogee, Film Tools, Roscoe, Lightstone Rentals, Canon, and First Mile Tech. As a special gift to you listeners, we've partnered with We Make Movies to get you a discount on comprehensive production insurance packages. Use code CFA23 on your intake form for 10% off your quote by visiting wemakemovies.org/insurance.
If you missed any of our live streams, you can watch all of our interviews on our YouTube channel, Cinematography for Actors. And make sure you follow us on Instagram at Cinematography for Actors. You can also catch us in a more formal setting on Monday, August 14th at Japan House for a panel discussion on the importance of bridging the gap between talent and crew. You can get 20% off of your ticket purchase by using the code HSFF2023CFA at checkout.
Thanks!